What I'll go over today is pretty much the secret of all cryptocurrency, generally speaking, because what is not going to be presented is how it actually achieves it. You'll have to look into that yourself. This applies to almost every every asset out there, and I want to try and keep it as simple as possible. Now, if artificial intelligence can reduce like 100,000 equations into 4 to solve a quantum theory physics problem, maybe everyone overdoes it. Maybe they overanalyze. I don't know. I was just thinking about this one, and funnily enough, you'll see what the result is. Now, here's the blank canvas, right? Say you have an asset, which is a cryptocurrency. And it is, what do you want it to do? Do you want to have more of it? Or do you want for it to be worth more? Or do you want both, you know? It's not often you get both. So we'll analyze, I guess, a general cryptocurrency. If this circle represents, you know, all the known supply of an asset, cryptocurrency, say. Perfect circle. As the amount inflates of the cryptocurrency, right, we can see it increases like so. Now, yes, it can get very complex, the calculations as to how much, how it's dispersed and all that, but just visually imagine this increasing. Now, as it increases, we can have a look at the price. What do you want the price to do? Well, as the circle increases, you want the price to increase, yes? So you want to see asset increasing in supply, inflating, at the same time as the price to increase. Now, that's, you might argue, oh, but that's inflation, you know. You don't really want that. Well, think again. Because as you see the asset inflate, generally what do you see? You see the price increase. That's what you want to see, right? The argument here is, as the price decreases, as the asset decreases, the price should increase. But why? If that was the case, whereby the asset is decreasing, is deflationary, wouldn't that then mean that the price will decrease also? Or would it mean it will only increase until there is no more? Because if it can only increase while the asset is decreasing, eventually what would happen? The opposite is true. So you have an asset, it's deflationary in nature. So you derive asset at this amount. As it decreases, you want to see the price increase. So what happens when it gets to here? It's a singularity, it's a dot. You know? What happens? If the price is increasing as the asset is decreasing, is there not a limit? Can it no longer increase anymore? Then what are you left with? Think about it. So let's have a look then at a rough breakdown on why this may confuse many. Why is it almost backwards to the way we think? If we take a hexagon, I can't flip it. How do you rotate this thing, man? There we go. There. Oh, look at this now. This is the starting point, right? You have the initial asset. and then you then increase it. And as it increases, so too does the price, right? Yeah. What does that then begin to resemble? You can see where I'm going with this. I was going to use a circle, but I thought, well, why not use what I just noticed? Now, you could get a bit more accurate than that with some measurements like the particular logo and have the exact increments calculated. Maybe there's a 369 in there ratio. And over time, we see the price increase. But what happens when you can no longer inflate this anymore? That's actually not a problem with some assets, because the more you inflate, the higher the price can go. Counter to the argument, a deflationary asset should increase in price, because if it was deflationary, as I said before, this is your starting amount. You deflate to nothing. That's your highest point price you can ever reach in this theory. Now have a look at, for instance, Bitcoin specifically. The price over time increases. Why does it increase over time? Is it because more is being mined and minted into existence? Or is it because max supply has been minted and it is deflationary in nature? Think about it. What is Bitcoin doing? Go back to the circle. Visualize in your mind the circle that increases. Once the circle increases and cannot increase any more because it's got the cap of however many it is, what is going to happen? What benefit do the miners have to secure the network, to earn fees on an asset that is maxed out and a circle that is no longer increasing with a price that is topped out? You could argue it may start going into more decimal points, but if you have 21 things, no matter how you break that down within the circle, so you're going to go to decimals, right? Well, you're just going to keep going smaller and smaller. What's that going to do to price if the price point starts here, this level? Or I'm going to go to decimals and have a reduced amount. And then I'm going to reduce it more. And then I'm going to reduce it more into more decimals. Think about it. Visually, just imagine it. It's pretty straightforward. Now, you can go into a lot more detail and be like, well, this factor would affect this, and this factor would affect this, you know? But in the most simplest, purest term, if you have something that is forever inflating, maybe a universe is forever inflating, wouldn't that make the price relative to the thing inflating also inflate infinitely? Tell me I'm wrong. What do you think about this theory? Insanity? Or the opposite of what you actually thought? I guess the real question when you are analyzing this in such a simple manner, the question is, how do you get something to inflate forever? You could write code, make it immutable. Then there's the question, how can you encourage participation in this setup? Like, why would you, if time is infinite and we all have finite timelines in our lifetime, not in the generational bloodlines, how do you encourage someone, how do you teach someone that something with infinite growth can achieve infinite price? It's mind-bending. It truly is. Because the question is, the next question, what does infinite price growth really look like? Does it really mean like 0.0000 infinite, almost infinite zeros and a 1 to 1? That could take several lifetimes to achieve. The question is, what is the figures that you are using and what is your calculation? Because at the purest form, when something has finite amount, how is the price going to go up infinitely? Signing out.